Seltzer Kings
podcasts.
I have to talk to you.
Who's this?
Is this about her?
Yes.
Her who? Warren, something's going on here. Strange girls.
Trina, please be quiet, okay? This is important. Wait in the kitchen.
And I'm not important? Warren, just tell her to go away.
I can't.
You're keeping secrets from me, other girls, and who knows what else.
Trina, shut up.
That's it. Forget it, Warren. I'm gone.
No, Katrina.
My name is Buffy Summers. We were at Sunnydale High together. Do you know who I am?
Yes, I know. April, did she hurt someone?
Not yet. Well, no one that matters.
She's looking for me, you know. She followed me here.
Okay, kind of figured that out.
No, there's more. There's something you need to know about her.
I know.
You know, wait. This is important.
Believe me, I worked it out.
No, this is something that you can't possibly know. She's a robot.
Uh-huh.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Boys Watching Buffy. We're just two boys watching every episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer for the first time, giving a review, our reactions. We're your hosts. I'm Joe Welke.
I am Vance.
Today we're talking about Season 5, Episode 15, I Was Made to Love You. Directed by James A. Contner. Written by Jane Espenson. Original air date February 20th, 2001 to an audience of 5.11 million people. And before we get into the episode, everybody, we got some freaking shout outs. Yeah. From a couple of different sources. Here we go. We have, for the Apple Podcast, we got Tracy Kidd. Left us a nice 5-star review. Thanks, Tracy Kidd. You the real one. Love that. Our predictions.
Oh, man.
People love our predictions. I don't know if we're getting better at them or if we've always been good or if we're terrible at them. We're getting a lot of credit for our predictions.
I mean, the predictions were pretty spot on this week.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in this episode and the Angel episode coming up. That was wild.
Oh, yeah.
Tracy Kidd up. They're up to Zeppo, so they got a lot of good coming.
They got a lot of ground to cover. You're not even going to hear this shout out for like a year. But yeah, thanks, Tracy Kidd. We also got a Spotify rating from Temple Cabral, aka Temple of the Moon. Thank you so much for your 5-star rating on Spotify. And if you want to get your own shout out, what you got to do is do a 5-star Apple Podcast rating and review, or you do a 5-star rating on Spotify. Take a screenshot and send it to my DMs at Joe Welke, and then we'll fucking hit you up. We also got to give a shout out to our Discord user, JL, who got us that The Wish card game.
Oh, we got it.
Yeah, we're going to have to play that, and we're going to make some content with it.
Yeah.
Because I'm very curious as to how this is going to go.
Can someone do a deep dive in it and make sure it doesn't have any crazy spoilers before we open it up? It shouldn't, right?
I don't think it should because it's based around the Wish episode,
yeah.
Which is one of our most controversial episodes.
Again, not controversial.
But that was all the way back in like season 2 or season 3. So
yeah. If it came out then we should be good.
Yeah, we should be good, hopefully.
It would be weird if someone decided, let's make a Wish game after season 7.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to playing that, so thank you, J.O. And if you want to get us a little something, we got our Amazon wish list, and it's linked in the show notes and somewhere in Discord. We also got a Throne wish list. Nobody's ever taken a look at that whatsoever. It's not even me. I made it. There's like 2 things on it, and then I just was like, all right, that's done.
I had never even heard of it until you made it, and I was like, cool. Here's the link. There's a link there.
Also, join our Discord. We got a bunch of new people. We got a lot of lively conversations going on there. That link's in the show notes. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/Boys Watching Buffy, where we do Boys Watching Angel. We got Joe's fashion report /corner. The last episode featured Vance, his first appearance on the report/corner.
Are we calling it the report/corner, or are you going to go? Or are you just going to go straight to corner?
I'm giving it up. It's report/corner. But it also was the debut of Alex, our Discord user's music. He wrote a theme song for it that says corner.
So why not just change it to corner?
That's too late in the game now.
It's not too late in the game.
I'm going to change it every week.
We've been calling it Joe's Fashion Corner since the Boys Watching Girls podcast. So,
that's true.
So I don't...
But we didn't have a whole video thing back then.
I think you can change the video thing to corner and it'll be fine.
All right.
If Facebook can start rebranding itself, I think Joe's Fashion Report can rebrand itself.
So check out that. And also, we asked you guys to take some guesses about what the next Boys Watching movie was going to be.
Making your own predictions.
Yeah. And, some of you guys were very spot on as well. This month, we're going to be doing the Barbie movie. Really jazzed about that. Super fun looking movie. I know nothing about it. I've avoided trailers. I want to go in as blind as possible.
Same. I've avoided all the trailers too. Do you think, what's the over under that they play I'm a Barbie girl in that movie?
Oh, they're going to play it in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
If they don't, what a waste. It's either going to be in the first 5 minutes or it's going to be the credits.
Yeah. I think that's the way to do it. I don't think it can be like Miss Marvel, or was it Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel, where there was like, I'm just a girl during the action scene, which was like a little too much.
Yeah.
It was like if they did that earlier or in the credits, it'd be fine. But like as a pivotal emotional turning point, it was like, we get it, right? Like,
yeah.
It almost undercuts. Yeah.
So, yeah, you got that to look forward to in the next couple of weeks, the Barbie Girl podcast with the boys. I think that's all the announcements up top, right?
I got one more.
Oh, okay, Vance, let's do it.
I'm doing the do again, baby.
Oh, Vance is doing the do. Cracking it open, baby. It was a hit last week.
Yeah. I will say, a little follow-up report on doing the do. It hit me hard afterwards. In a weird way. Because I felt like I needed to take a nap.
Oh, okay.
I tried to take a nap. I'm not good at taking naps in general. And I was like, I don't want to do this. And wake up at weird time and, out of it. But I was like, something has to give. So I got up and I did a little workout. Did some yoga.
Nice.
And that I needed it. I needed to get the do out of the system. That was what it was. I had so much energy. I was tired.
The do will get its hooks in you, man.
I know.
I unfortunately am not doing the do right now. I woke up super fucking early because I had to get my car fixed, and I walked to a coffee place, and it was on an empty stomach, got a coffee, and I am already feeling jittery from that. So I thought the do might have been a big mistake. So
coward.
I'll do the do next week. I've been doing the do for a lifetime, baby. We're also kind of running out of the do, everybody. So in that Amazon wish list, we got some more do. If you guys want to fucking, we did the do last week and the episode was 2.5 hours. So
I don't want to promise 2.5 hour long episodes so that you can get Mountain Dew.
Vance, we're already like 8 minutes into this one.
Oh, yeah, I don't have much to say about this. Not a lot happened in this episode.
Yeah, there's not a lot going on in this episode. Yeah. But anyway, do you like this episode? I Was Made to Love You, Vance. What are your feelings initially?
I did.
You did.
And I don't know if it was more like the way it ended and all the stuff. It's so weird because when I watch these movies, I kind of think about the podcast. Or when I watch these shows, I think about the podcast. And I was like, this is going to be amazing to talk about. Mm-hmm. There's so much stuff. I am going to be honest. I feel like there was a lot of awesome fucking moments in this episode. Really funny stuff. But overall, kind of not
that hot on this one.
It's something in the middle that doesn't work. The beginning's fine, and the middle's a little weird, and then the ending's fine.
Yeah, like there's some fucking drama moments in it, but then there was some stuff that like Buffy's saying in this episode that I was just like, all right, dude, come on.
Yeah, they're a little heavy-handed with the Riley-ness of it. They showed so much of him in the recap. I was like, is he coming back?
I was like, he's back. I was so convinced he was back. I was like, oh, okay, that was a nice 3-episode reprieve.
Well, I thought he was going to come back and then something would happen to him.
With a scar on his face. You're like, shit got crazy in Belize.
Buffy's like, you know what? I don't know if I really like you anymore. You're not perfect.
He's got a chip that made him like evil now. He gave into his inner Adam.
Adam's back.
But, all right. So, yeah, this episode starts with like, Glory is a god recap, Dawn's the key, and then like 45 minutes of Riley leaving. You might as well just... dude, this recap at the beginning was so long.
Yeah. And there's still a Riley edit that's happening in the background on our part. Just to let one of our Discord users know.
Yeah.
It's been a little delayed, but yeah, it'll still come at some point.
So the actual episode opens up with Buffy training with Giles, and Buffy is fucking livid. She is wailing on this, what we assume to be a punching bag. Just going ham on it. Like, I can't believe Spike likes me. Why the fuck does he like me? I feel dirty and gross and I hate that he likes me. And Giles is even like, yeah, I don't get it. I don't know what he's into about you. Not that you're not hot, but like...
Also, I completely forgot about Something Blue, where you guys made out for about 2 days straight. Like, they keep forgetting that happened.
Yeah, like you guys were about to get married. Well, he was blind, so maybe
he could hear it.
Yeah, that's true. He did complain about hearing it. Yeah. And so Buffy's just like wailing on this thing, and then it is revealed that it is not a punching bag that she is wailing on and kicking and punching. It is Xander in an enormous puffy suit.
Sumo wrestling suit.
Yeah.
Sumo suit, which were really popular back then. There's an Office episode where they're in the sumo suits. The sumo suits were
huge. Like, I feel like Jackass did it like once an episode.
Yeah. And it was like, I completely forgot about that like phase of American life. They're all of a sudden,
I don't know if this is a sumo. Like, I feel like the sumo ones were like those blow up ones.
This is it's that version, but with punching bag material around it.
Yeah.
Because his arms are out the exact same way. One, I don't know why. Is she planning to fight Glory, who just like has an eating disorder all of a sudden? Like, why does she need to be punching a giant Xander?
Yeah. But so Xander takes off his little helmet and he's like, all right, I think I'm good. And Buffy's like, I'm so sorry, dude. Like, I just got a little carried away. My head's not in the right place. And Giles is like, all right, I'm going to go back into the store or whatever. So then Buffy has a nice little alone moment with Xander, and she's contemplating like, man, I have the worst luck with guys. I just, the one was a vampire. The other one just left for Belize. Now this vampire likes me. Like, I just wonder if there will ever be another good one that comes along and is into me. And this is where I was like, Xander is about to be like, yeah, you got one right here, babe. Like, I was really worried about it.
I was cringing, and it's like, oh no.
Yeah, but luckily he was like, no, dude, there is going to be somebody that's good that comes along for you. And you don't need to like change, because Buffy's like, do I need to like flirt better? Or do I need to laugh at their jokes harder? Like, do I need to like just obey a man in order for them to like me? And Xander's like, absolutely not. Just be your fucking awesome self. Mm-hmm. You're a total babe. You have a great personality. Someone will come along that's perfect for you. And then Buffy's like, Xander, that was like really nice and insightful. I'm going to hug you. And Xander's like, now is when you decide to hug me, when I got this giant puffy suit on.
Yeah, I was concerned, but then he gave all the right advice. Like, yeah, don't blame yourself. Be yourself. You're awesome. Like, I was like, this is amazing. Xander, back on the rise.
Yeah.
And I will bring up, we had some chatter in the Discord about our Whedon takes, because we don't know about Whedon's controversies.
Yeah.
And tying that into Xander with his little crush on Dawn thing.
Mm-hmm.
And people are bringing up that like most of the stuff for Whedon has been like just abusive on set and not like sexual impropriety on set, which we have kind of leaned towards because it's like young girl, he can't be around her. You automatically jump to that.
Yeah.
So we're not sure.
It seems like it was more like he was just a dick to people and like yelling at people. So we have to redact
some of it. Some of it's still a little like the wording's weird, especially if you put that context on it. But we don't know fully, so we don't want to say that Josh Whedon's got that going. But we haven't
looked into it.
Yes,
because we don't want to get anything spoiled. But yeah.
So we'll take a step back from that push, but it was so weird and awkward.
Yeah, it was weird when Xander was doing that.
Yeah, it was just played. It was played weird because based off of stuff that Xander has done in the past too.
Yeah, and based off of what we know about how Xander is supposed to be like Joss's stand-in, so we were like, we're putting like this together of like, Xander's he's like wants Dawn to have a crush on him. Joss is not supposed to be in the same room as Michelle Trachtenberg or alone with her. Yeah. We were like, oh no, this is not a good pairing of things. So
so we don't know. We don't know the full details, but we'll take a step back and not what is it called when you defame someone or something? Disparage.
Besmirch.
Yeah. Even though everybody, claims that Josh is awful, but we don't know to what extent.
Not that kind of awful.
Yeah. It was like what we were saying with Spike. We're okay with Spike killing kids. We don't want him to start hooking up with kids.
So while Xander is like giving this great advice, and Buffy's like, man, I don't know if I'm ever going to find a good man. Xander is like, hey, you ever think that maybe you can't find a good man because we live on a hellmouth? And I was like, yeah.
Nailed it.
That's a great point too, dude.
Yep.
So then we cut to...
He's like, I'm dating a demon. And that's like, okay.
I'm dating a demon. Our best friend is a witch who's dating a witch who used to date a werewolf.
Yeah.
You used to date a vampire. Like, we got to take what we can get in this one Starbuck town. So then we cut to some super hot lady getting out of a car, and the guy that's dropping her off is like, hey lady, you sure you want to get out here? I don't know if you know about the reputation for Sunnydale, but it's pretty friggin' dangerous.
That's not his accent at all, but I love it.
And she's like, yes, I'm looking for my true love. I'm looking for Warren. And then she just like turns around with her like blank stare and a smile and just starts walking around. The guy's like, whatever, lady. And he just drives off.
I said, this is the smartest guy in the show. Yep. He goes to Sunnydale. He's like, this is not the place to be.
Yeah, and then I was like, is like warning her, like, just don't go to the Bronze, lady.
You might find Warren there, but you're not going to like the condition you find him in. So people in the world know that Sunnydale is a bad place.
Yeah, they have to know.
Wasn't
it like a known thing of like the high school graduation? They're like, oh yeah, this is the first time that we've had more than half of our class graduate or whatever.
The missing people, like the FBI should be just like searching this place out. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it's like the Bermuda Triangle.
Are you going to Sunnydale? I guess I'll see some of you coming back.
So then we come back from the intro song, and Joyce is showing off a new dress that she got, and Buffy and Dawn are doing a little Buffy and Dawn fashion report. Joyce is like, hey, do you like my dress? You like my dress? And they're like, spin around again, spin around. We need to get a better look at it. And Joyce is like, you guys are just messing with me. And then they're both like, you know what? It looks great, Mom. We're really happy about this. Joyce is like, yeah, it's been a long time since I've had a date. I'm going on a date tonight with some guy named Brian. he came to her gallery. They were flirting, and because she hadn't been to the gallery in a long time, she didn't know what she was talking about, so she made up a bunch of shit. And yada, yada, yada.
My note here says they need to vet the fuck out of this guy.
Yes.
I was like, she dated
Brian is not enough. You gotta get his address.
Oh, he showed up to the gallery, which we've never seen. Yeah, like she let Dracula in. There's vampires everywhere. She dated a robot, which gets brought up
mentioned.
later.
I love that. Love
See,
that.
that's the thing. It had these little things where I was like, that's going to be fun to talk about on a podcast. But yeah, I was like, they need to vet the fuck out of this guy. They need to vet the fuck out of everybody. Like, Dawn's not even real. So,
yeah. So then Joyce discusses, like, I don't know what kind of, what we should do, where we should go. Should we go to, like, some kind of romantic candlelight dinner? Should we go, I think we're going to a dinner and a movie. Which is better? And Vance, actually, I wrote down, I was like, Joyce is discussing Vance's date strategy, which, if you want to take it over here.
I think we discussed this on the Boys Watching Girls podcast at some point where we're debating if you would go on a movie, would you go dinner movie or a movie dinner first, you know? And obviously I was like, you do a movie. That way you have something to talk about at dinner that you can then segue into, like, talking about yourself.
Yep. And Joyce posits that same strategy.
Like, you don't want to go to dinner and then be like, oh, that was great, and then sit in silence.
Yeah. But then she also is like, is it weird that the first part of the date is just going to be us sitting in silence? It's like, I think that we all know what a movie is. You know, we're all good.
You got a half an hour of trailers to sit through.
You got the 25-minute popcorn line, you know? So then Joyce is like asking Buffy for dating advice. She's like, Buffy, what should I do? Should I just, like, scrap this whole thing? Should I even go out? Should I change my dress? And Buffy's like, oh, no. Don't ask me for dating advice. I've got bad luck with men. Remember, first guy I dated was a vampire. Second guy just left to go to Belize. Like, I'm not the person to be asking.
And you don't even know about Parker.
Yeah. You don't even know. I'm not even going to mention Scott Hope. Not even going to mention Owen. Not going to mention any of this. But then Dawn does a nice little exposition dump for us where she's like, oh, yeah, you may have had bad luck with guys in the past, but you're going to that spring break party tonight. So we now know what time of year it is. We now know what's going to happen later in the episode.
Did you notice that Dawn is pretzeled up in that couch with her legs crossed, and she just, like, collapsed in it? I've never seen someone, like, I've seen people sit on the couch with their legs crossed, you know, but she is, like, in it. It's like she doesn't have legs, and they did those fake legs that they just throw over top of each other. Like, go back and look at that. She is really, like, bunched into that couch.
I know that in my couch, like, the middle part sinks in a little bit. So if I sat like that on the couch, definitely would be.
But it's just the way the legs are, like, all the way over. Like, they're not, like, crossed, like, kind of under her. Like, they're all the way around. It's yeah.
But Joyce is still nervous about going on her date. And they're like, oh, is my dress? Should I change my dress? Oh, cute little Joyce moment.
Do you like the dress? Because I was going to say her hair looks great.
Her hair looks amazing. You'll have to tune into the fashion corner /report to see what my feelings are about the dress. Patreon.com/Boys Watching Buffy.
Before the Patreon, you would have got it here, but now you got to pay for it, baby.
Yep. We have to get a full breakdown. We actually, dude, we got one person in the Just Joe's fashion.
Someone's like, I don't care about Angel, but I do want that fashion. Angel. Like, nice. Yeah.
So the next scene is we got Tara and Anya hanging out, which was odd. We've never seen that happen before. So they're walking around. They're talking about computers.
This scene is random, isn't it?
It's so random.
I forgot about it until you mentioned it, and I'm looking at it in my notes because I thought it was going to come up later.
No, I mean, Anya is yammering to Tara. Tara's like, I'm not so good with this computer stuff. I don't know. I'm just a small town witch from a small town.
Everybody has that accent now. What do you mean you don't know computers?
And Anya's like, you don't know computers, dude? I fucking love computers. I took to computers really quickly, dude. Like, and you know what I'm all about? I'm all about online trading right now. Anya would totally be a crypto bro.
Yeah, 100%. She's gonna get scammed out. Someone rate that modern day episode.
Yeah, nice little spec script of Anya doing crypto, and then it's somehow a demon.
Yeah.
But she's all about online trading. She took her money and she tripled it. She's getting some money from the magic box and she tripled it.
She took Giles' money. I guess it's her money. I guess she's calling Giles' money that he gave to her.
Yeah.
And now she made a website.
You know how hard it
was to make a website then?
I know. There was no Squarespace. There was no Wix. Squarespace, sponsor us.
The Mountain Dew, you get the sponsorship for free, I guess.
Yeah, Mountain Dew. We're just big fans.
Yeah, one of us more than the other.
Dude, you haven't tried Baja Blast energy drink. That's on the Amazon.
I don't think I've ever had a Baja Blast in general.
Are you kidding me, bro? You've never gotten blasted? Anyway,
I felt like we were at a water park at that point.
Dude.
You are hopped up on the natural caffeine of coffee.
I am of coffee.
And I'm
bean juice, baby.
And I'm almost halfway through this dew, so I'm one coffee in.
But yeah, Anya was making a website, and that lady from the beginning, the lady that was looking for true love that was dropped off, she comes up to Anya and Tara, and she's like, "Hi, excuse me, have you seen Warren? I'm looking for Warren." And they're like, sorry, I don't think I really know anybody named Warren. She's like, okay. She walks over to some other guy sitting on a bench. She's like, excuse me, have you seen Warren? I'm looking for Warren. The guy's like, what the fuck are you talking about, lady? And Anya and Tara.
Everyone reacts to her like she's not hot.
I know, dude. This lady is so hot.
There's a scene later where I was like, these guys are going
to
do... I was like, I don't want these guys to do what I think they're going to do. But then they don't do anything? And I was like, what?
Yeah, man. But Anya and Tara are looking and they're like, that lady's kind of weird. That was odd. Anyway, Anya's like, yeah, I made a website for the magic box. I put a big old high resolution gigantic photo of me on there.
That JPEG that takes like 20 minutes to load up.
I know. She was pissed that she didn't get a picture in the phone book for the ad.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, it's going on the website, Giles. And you don't know anything about websites because you're an old man.
Buying stuff online was not as big then. They definitely don't have an online marketplace. So the website would literally just be like, here's the address.
Yeah, here's the address, here's the information, and a gigantic picture, a headshot of Anya.
And a list of all around weird spells and chemicals you can use to destroy people.
Yeah. Or make people disappear, or make other people reappear by accident.
Yeah.
So then we go to the spring break party, which seems like it's like tiki themed.
They have
people.
Yeah, they have lays on them and stuff.
Yeah, it's
where's
like Hawaii.
This? Is this is that in school like hallway that like I can tell
Dude,
where it was.
I wrote that it looked like it was at the hospital. Like it looks. I'm certain that it's at the college.
Yeah.
But this could have just been like the hospital, but filmed from a different angle.
Or just like it's one of their sets that they repurposed. I couldn't tell which one.
So Xander and Buffy are dancing, and it's just like weird, like jitterbug dancing. It looks like
it's like they're slow dancing but holding hands.
They're slow dancing to fast music, but like kind of swing dancing.
And it was one of those things where I was like, "What's going on?" And then they cut to like Anya and the other ladies over there, Tara and Willow. But yeah.
I like that Anya's like, don't worry, I let Xander do that. I let him do that because I'm a good girlfriend. And then Xander's like, all right, cool, nice dancing with you. I'm gonna get back with my lady.
Yeah, he like takes a bow and like walks off. I was like, interesting.
Yeah, dude, that was so bizarre.
I was like, what?
This dancing was so weird.
I was like, and I'm like, is he gonna try to make a move here or something?
I think he's trying. Like he's trying to be a nice guy.
I think we'll talk more about it. There's some other stuff that comes up later, but yeah.
Yeah. But after Xander heads off, Buffy's lurking around the party and she sees Doctor Intern Ben there. And she's like, this is interesting. Dr. Intern Ben.
Is he...
I was just about to ask the same question.
Does he go to school? Like, what? Why is he there? This is the college's party, right?
I guess so.
He's not in college.
Unless he's an actual intern at the hospital.
No. I don't think that's how hospitals... I think it's more of a term than a... What are you going to do this summer? I'm just going to intern at the hospital.
I mean, they do have I think they're called candy stripers or something like that.
Yeah, but it seems like he's got
interns.
more. It seems like he's doing more. Like, I don't think you're...
I don't know, but what have you seen him do?
I mean, he's maintaining
he's just giving
whole...
pills to crazy people.
I don't think the candy stripes are just giving away medication. I feel like you have to have some type of, training, some qualifications. I don't know, but I don't think he's literally just going to Sunnydale U and then moonlighting at the hospital.
Yeah. So who invited him? Is he just
and he's by
rocking
himself
up at parties? Yeah. He's not there with any. He's not hanging out with friends, I guess. I don't know, man. The whole Doctor Dr. Intern Ben is... He's getting more complicated as the days go on. But Buffy goes up to Dr. Intern Ben and she's talking to him. She's chatting him up and she's trying to flirt with him. And Dr. Intern Ben makes a joke. And Buffy's like, oh, it's the second time I've seen you without your Dr. Intern scrubs on. And he's like, oh, actually, these are orthopedic pants. And then Buffy's like, heh. And he's like, oh, sorry, I thought that was funnier. And then Buffy's like, ha, 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 ha.
Remember earlier when I said I should laugh at jokes and be more not myself? When he made the orthopedic joke, I couldn't help but think of the joke from Rushmore. These are my OR scrubs. Oh, are they? That's just this weird line from Rushmore. Yeah.
But yeah. Buffy's awkwardly trying to flirt with him and she asks him to dance and he's like, okay, give me a minute. Give me a minute to get ready to dance. I'm not really good at dancing, but you know what? Yes, I will dance. Let's go dance.
I love he's like, let me put this drink away and then I'll be back. I was like, just put it down anywhere, dude. No one cares. But of course he doesn't want to dance.
Yeah. So Anya and Xander are over at the little refreshments table and Anya's obsessed with checks and she doesn't understand how they're made and Xander's trying to explain it to her and then he sees the lady that's looking for Warren and he's like, whoa, shut the fuck up, Anya. Who the hell is that? Good God, that's a hot fucking lady.
Because is it earlier when Anya, Tara, and Willow, they see the hot girl?
No.
They see her
It's just
later.
Anya and Tara.
No, but then when they see her in here, and Willow makes a comment about the hot girl being hot, and then Tara gets...
Oh, no, that's later.
That's later,
okay.
on.
But Xander's like, who the hell is that girl? And Anya's like, yeah, me and Tara ran into her earlier. She's very odd. She speaks in such a weird manner, and she has this weird language and weird vernacular. And Xander's like, I know the type. Making a joke at Anya's expense.
I think it's not that she talks weird like Anya. It's that she talks matter of fact and explain simple and different.
But I don't know how Anya could have gotten to that conclusion after this girl is just
she's just saying something that this girl talks opposite of me, and he's like, well, some guys like that. Kind of a dig at Anya, but yeah.
But she's there and she's looking for Warren. She's going up to random people like, has anyone seen Warren? And then we get a cut to Warren, the guy that she's looking for, and he's there with another girl. And he's like, oh, fuck. Oh, God. We got to get out of here. Grabs the girl and they start running out. And the girl that's looking for Warren, she's like, she keeps going around and asking. And this is where Willow shows up and they're like, is that girl again? Xander's like, yeah, she's totally fucking hot, right? and Willow's like, I mean, if she's looking for Warren, she's not going to be lonely for long. And Tara's like, hey, And Willow's like, oh, no, I'm not me. Like, I only have eyes for you. Reference to an earlier episode.
Yeah,
but
like Tara looks pissed
I
that
know.
like Willow like even like looked at someone else. And this is the weird thing. As good as Xander has been with Buffy, like not trying to take advantage, not doing a little creepy, like he's not like, oh shit, now I got a chance with Buffy. Like he doesn't like, normally he would like be like, Anya, maybe let's back up because Buffy's showed just the slightest hint of interest.
Yeah, she hugged me finally.
She hugged me through a suit. But like Anya's just so open with him just like ogling a girl in front of him.
Yeah.
And then Tara's like, I don't play that shit. And it's just really weird that the Xander we saw with Buffy would just do that in front of Anya.
Yeah, right? Especially the Xander that we saw that like went up to Anya like, I am in love with you and I'm trying to make it work.
And later they try to like justify it away a little bit more. But I'll just say, guys will look at girls. Yeah. That's going to happen. And girls will look at guys. But when you're with your person,
bro, girls will look at girls.
Girls will look at girls. Guys will look at guys.
Guys will look at guys. I look at guys. I'm like, God damn, that's a hot.
You look at guys more than you look at girls sometimes, just because you got your, you're like, he could put on mass.
Yeah, dude,
he's got those shoulders.
Yeah. Xander's got great.
Go
shoulders.
back and listen to any episode where Xander's fit.
Listen to me judge Riley's body.
You like the girls. The girls are fine, but Brian and Spike, what are you? But Xander doing this so blatantly in front of her just like doesn't make him look good. Mm-hmm. Like it's not cool. Like
it's like he's not even trying to hide it.
Yes, like that's the thing. You would hide it. Like you would see it, not like shut up. Who the hell is that?
Yeah.
Like you would never do that to your girlfriend or significant other or anybody.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I like that Willow tried to hide it. She's like,
No, for Tara jumping away, like getting so like pissed off there was like a little too heightened, but still funny. Like it's a funny dynamic, but like, yeah. And like, Willow said it unknowingly. Like it was just like, oh yeah, that girl's hot. She wasn't trying to like say shut up.
It wasn't
Tara.
like,
it wasn't like,
yeah. Willow was just like, I mean, well, as good as she looks, she's not gonna be lonely for long. Tara's like, wait, whoa. He's like, what? Look at her.
Yeah. You don't think she's attractive, Tara? Yeah.
So after that little conversation, we got Spike arriving to the party, and more so than Doctor Intern Ben being at this party. Who invited Spike? How did he find out about it? Like, I guess he's got his ear to the ground.
He's in the know. If he was at the Bronze, everyone was talking about it.
He goes up to Willie the snitch.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, Willie, where's the parties at tonight? So Spike shows up. He goes up to Buffy, and Buffy's like, what the fuck are you doing here, dude? Like, get away. And Spike's like, I think you can do better than anybody at this party. I know that you're lonely, but I mean, all these people, you can do better. Mm-hmm. And Buffy's like, get the fuck out of here. I told you I don't want you around me anymore. And Spike says, if you want me to leave, you can put your hands on my hot, tight little body and make me. And I was like, Jesus, dude.
What is this? He comes in cocky, like this is going to work. And I was just like, again, why not stake him? And the reason I thought that is because they showed the recap. And the recap was like, I don't want you on this planet anymore. Right?
Yeah.
And I was like,
I thought she was going to stake. She should have staked him last episode after she said that.
Yeah. Like that. You don't make that statement and then go, wait, I can. Then do the spinny stake thing and stab him.
Yeah. He can't do shit.
He can't fight back.
Yeah. Maybe he can defend himself, but he can't hurt her.
Yeah. And if he tries to hurt her, then he'll get the headache thing and boom, your chest wide open. Again, I like Spike, but they just keep putting plot armor around him.
There's no reason for him to be alive at this point, especially. So Buffy's like, get away from me. Spike eventually is like, all right, fine. I like that at the beginning, she's like, what are you doing here? He's like, free country, free party. I can go where I want. I'm like, okay. So, that's
how America works. Yeah.
Yeah. After he leaves, Doctor Intern Ben shows up and he's like, hey, was that guy bothering you? Do I need to like get all needlessly violent about it? And Buffy's like, nah, I don't think so. He's like, thank God, because I don't want to do that.
Oh, I was so excited about a Doctor Intern Ben Spike fight.
Yeah. But so he shows up. He's like, all right, so about that dance, you want to dance? And Buffy's like, yeah, let's dance. And then he like pulls out a piece of paper and he's like fidgeting with it. And Buffy's like, what is that? Is that your number? Are you going to give me your number? And he's like, yeah, I wanted to give you my number before we started dancing, just in case you see my moves and then you decide that it's not a good idea.
In my mind, I was like, it'd be so funny if he was pulling out a condom, because the way it looks, it's like a folded up like pink Post-it note or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So he like gives her his number. And he's like, I was wondering if you'd like want to go get coffee sometime. And Buffy's like, oh yeah, sure, maybe. And Spike's watching all this from afar, and he is jealous, just lurking in the background. Mm-hmm. He's all jealous, and he sees. I think at this point they finally name her. Her name is April, the girl that's looking for Warren. And he goes up to April, who's asking everybody, "Have you seen Warren? Have you seen Warren?" She comes up to. Does she come up to Spike, or does he go up to her? I think he bumps into her. He goes up
to her, yeah.
Okay.
Because he wants to like, oh, I can make the person who doesn't like me jealous.
Yeah. Yeah. So she's like, have you seen Warren? He's like, no, I haven't seen Warren, but who gives a fuck about Warren, lady? You're totally smoking hot. Why don't you hang out with me a little bit? And she's like, no, I like Warren. And then he like whispers something in her ear. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, you don't need Warren. Why don't we, do a little something, something, whispers in her ear. And then April's like, disgusted, freaks out, lifts Spike above her head and throws him out the window.
It was amazing. And everyone sees this.
Yes. I mean, even if you didn't see it happen, you hear the window shatter and break.
And we cut to commercial and cut right back to the scene.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, that was crazy that happened at a party. No, it's still happening.
Yeah. Spike gets up and he's like, what the hell, lady? What the I just fucking bloody ass dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, apparently he said that she could be his girlfriend or something weird like that. That sent her off.
She's like, no, Warren is my boyfriend and only Warren can touch me. And Spike says something like, well, I fucking got a big old sympathy for Warren, dude, like, because you're crazy as fuck. And so Spike leaves. And then April starts to go around and starts to ask people, like, have you seen Warren again? And Buffy just straight up goes up to her and she's like, hey, bro, that was really fucking cool what you did, but we got to talk. Mm-hmm. And she's like, the only thing I really want to talk about is Warren. And Buffy's like, no, I mean, we can't really just talk about that. I mean, we got to talk about it because that was fucking crazy. And I don't give a fuck about Warren. And April's just like, if you don't give a fuck about Warren, I don't give a fuck about you. And then she just shoves Buffy across the room.
It's one of those ones where she's like on wires being pulled because she like floats extra long in the air. And my favorite thing about this is that no one runs over to try to like stop April after she does it. Like
no one runs over to Buffy to help.
Yeah, Doctor Intern Ben doesn't go like, hey lady, back up or anything. He also knows that he is a demon with superpowers or a god or whatever he is. Right?
Yeah.
So he shouldn't be afraid. He doesn't want to show it. But like and the whole place is like, I mean, I don't know if people are shocked. They're like, let's just let these girls fight.
Yeah. So I was waiting for somebody to, like at that Mean Girls moment, it was just, yeah, take her top off.
Cat fight.
Yeah. So yeah, after that, we have a scene where like all the Scoobies are debriefing in some other part of the college, some other hallway. And Buffy's like, man, that was crazy. She shoved me across the room. Lucky she didn't do too much damage to me. I just wasn't expecting that. It wasn't too much damage. And then Xander's like, are you kidding me? That's a huge amount of damage. That's double glazed glass. The jam needs to be repaired. Oh, Oh, Jesus, I'm one of those guys just talking about his job now.
We called it, man.
Yep.
We knew it.
Is he the only repair guy in town?
Yo, later, I was like, he's doing it.
Yeah. But everyone's like, yeah, that was super weird. That girl's super powerful. She talks funny. She's definitely a robot, right? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think that she's a robot. Yeah, I think she's a robot too. Yeah, there's another robot. Yeah, there's another robot.
Yeah,
you gotta look into this.
This show for the last 3 episodes have just been like, yeah, let's not like actually figure things out. Let's just say it's that and it's that.
Yeah,
like they're like.
I mean, I was so convinced that they were so convinced that it was a robot.
Yeah,
that it wasn't going to be a robot,
right? Especially later, I was like, you can't have nailed that because nothing about. She looks like Glory, like not. She doesn't look like Glory, but she's a hot, attractive woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's strong.
Mm-hmm.
Glory is not a robot, but she can push you across the room. So why is this one a robot? Oh, because she talks a little stilted? Like,
she could, you know who else does? Anya.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fine, I guess. Whatever.
So and this is weird to me because they're like, we got to look into who this Warren guy is. Mm-hmm. And Willow's like, that should be pretty easy. There's not a lot of people named Warren. You know, it's Warren Beatty and Warren, some other guy, I forget who. And they're like, it can't be too many people named Warren. And Buffy's like, can you look into that? And Willow's like, I'm going to need like 5 days to look into that. That could take forever. And I was like, you just said that it's not a common name.
She said, I can look up the school database to see who's in it. But then we would have to check. We would have to go to each place. And we can't do it. We'll probably have to do that tomorrow.
But that's what I'm saying is, she's saying like, it's not a common name. There's not many people named Warren. And then she's like, I can look it up in the database, but it would take a long time to figure out. It's like, you just said that there's probably one person that she was named Warren.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember not a lot of people named Warren, but I just remember her specifically saying, oh, I can look up the school database. And then we have to check tomorrow to figure out. But this scene had an interesting editing. It was like a lot more reaction shots. Even the other scene had a lot more. Like when Xander's talking about the girl throwing Spike out the window, it's like, oh, and there's a reaction. And Willow says something, and then Tara has a little smirk that they cut to a close-up of. It's a little different than the other scenes we've had.
But Buffy's like, all right, well, that's everybody's assignments for the night. I got to go back home and relieve Giles of his babysitting Dawn duties. I think that he probably had a good time babysitting Dawn. And then it cuts to Giles being like, good God, Buffy, I can only take so much of being around this fucking teenage fake girl. I can't do this, dude.
My thought was like, this isn't safe.
Yeah.
Why is he just there to like babysit? She's 14.
I mean, that's what he brings up. He's like, dude, we got to change the rules here. But it's also, she's 14 and Glory is looking for her.
Yes. So it's not safe for Giles to be there.
Yeah. I mean, they said that last episode when Joyce and Dawn are there and she's like, I did not feel safe with just Giles here.
I think you put Dawn in a separate place whenever you go out. Like, she can't be at home where Glory knows you live.
Yeah. Glory's back in town too. Like, I don't know where they transported her to, but she's just back.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she was just above the town. Like, she's just hanging out. Like, I don't know what's going on. But Glory said, I'm going to kill members of your family. Mm-hmm. She knows where you live. Giles will not protect Dawn. I don't. Like, put Dawn somewhere else. Put her in Xander's basement. Let's go back to Xander's basement or Xander's apartment and just leave her there with some candy and ice cream and movies.
Yeah, I mean, Xander's basement is just off the map. Nobody knows where that is.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have access to it anymore because he moved out, remember?
I think he could sneak in and the parents will be too drunk upstairs. They don't go down there.
Fair enough. I do like that Gloria's playing the slow game. Like, she's just like been doing nothing.
I know, like... Yeah, it's one of those things where you want to have these episodes that are not about the main thing. But, like, transport her to, like, Arizona or something, and she has to, like, slowly, like, make her way back or something. But, I don't know.
But, yeah, Buffy is just like, Giles, that's hilarious that you hate being around my teenage sister. That isn't real. Giles is like, yeah, we were talking about boys and listening to pop music that's all happy and eating ice cream. I just can't fucking take it anymore.
And she's so messy. It's all over her face. It's like gross.
And Buffy's like, all right, well, you're off duty now. I can take care of everything now. And, you know, I had a pretty wild night at the spring break party. Some girl that we think is a robot threw Spike out the window, and Josh's like, interesting.
They're so jaded. They're like, huh, cool.
Yeah. So Giles is heading out. Joyce comes back from her date, and Buffy's like, how'd the date go? And Joyce is like, it was so awesome. I forgot how dope dating can be. I fucking love dating. And Buffy's like, I mean, it couldn't have gone that well. I mean, there's no kiss goodnight. They didn't walk you to the door.
And Giles is
like,
gone at this point.
Yeah. Don't want to make Giles jealous.
Giles like, I've been there first.
Yeah. He's Ray J right now. I hit it first.
I thought they didn't even do anything like hints towards that, even though they've hooked up. And I thought they would have like a little like line. It's like, that's okay. And just walk out.
Yeah.
There was just nothing. Yeah.
So Joyce is like, yeah, you know, we don't always need those kisses goodnight, and walks to the door. Buffy, what do you know about dating? I mean, I think that it just went really well. It was a good date. And oh shit, I left my bra in his car. And Buffy's like, Mama. And Joyce is like, I'm joking. And Buffy's like, oh, thank God. And Joyce is like, I actually left it at the restaurant. And Buffy's like, no, sticks her fingers in her ear. La, 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 la. Joyce is just giving her some shit. I love that.
I did love that. And that's one of those like mother-daughter things that happens. That like, it's not a mom-son thing.
No, yeah.
Like,
Mom comes home.
Yeah.
Hey, son. Smell my breath.
Oh, gross, dude.
Yeah. But anyway, so then we cut to a scene of April just going up to random people's houses. She knocks on some random guy's house. She's like, hi, so excuse me, does Warren live here? And the guy is like, lady, what the fuck are you? It's 3:30 in the morning. Why are you banging on my door? She's like, I'm looking for Warren. And he just closes the door on her.
And I was like, oh, is this Warren's house? And she's going to kill this guy and it's going to be our commercial break moment, right?
Yeah.
And then no, it's just like showing that she's knocking on every door.
Yeah. And at this point, I wrote in my notes, I feel kind of bad for April.
Okay.
Because they started playing the sympathy music, and it got me.
See, that's the thing that when I watch other stuff and they play the music that make you feel a certain way, but it hasn't earned it. And you're like, oh, come on. And it like starts making you emotional. Like, that's a little bit of a cheat.
Yeah, they did play the sympathy music. If they would have played like the horror music, I'd have been like, oh,
she's about to
I'm
kill
scared
this guy.
of April. I just saw her chuck Buffy and throw Spike out the window.
So that's where I was. I was like, she's going to kill this dude. And it was a generic guy with the little grumpy face in like his like pajamas and robe. And I was like, that's...
His robe, his boxers, and his tank top.
I was like, that's a murder victim if I've ever seen one. If you're too dumb to open your door at 3:30 a.m. in Sunnydale, you're a victim.
Yeah,
and then he talked to this girl like she's not clean cut summer dress attractive. Like, yeah. So I was like, oh, Warren must be there, and he's like, I don't want to deal with this or something. You know what I mean? Like I felt like the scene was going to have something more to do.
And like you said before, she's clean cut, summer dress, smoking hot lady. Someone would have been like, I can help you. Like, I know a guy named, is this Warren? Or like, you have his phone number? Like, but everybody just seems to be like, like, get the fuck out of my face, lady.
The nicest guy to her is the guy that dropped her off, picked her up, didn't try to do anything creepy with her, dropped her off in Sunnydale, and then said, are you fucking sure? Like, that's the nicest guy. Like, I want to see what his life is like. Like, he knows how to get out of stuff.
Yeah. And where does he live? He lives just like on the outskirts of Sunnydale. Like, you know, that's the dead zone. I'm not going in there.
He's got like a cabin in like the woods with like some type of like security and like can see stuff like traps for vampires.
So now it's the next day, and the Scoobies are at the Magic Box, and they're talking about April, and they all are like reiterating, yeah, we're fairly certain that April's a robot because she's fucking crazy strong. She talks weird, and Xander's like, I mean, goddamn, if she's a robot, I gotta commend the craftsmanship of whoever built her, because holy shit, she is a smoke show. And Anya's like, he's allowed to say that because I know that he only has eyes for me and he's in love with me. It's
I went back
okay, dude.
I went back and watched the scene twice because there's a reaction shot of Buffy looking at her when she says this. And so Anya says, Xander loves her only. Like, he loves me only. Right? And then they cut, right after she says that, it cuts to Buffy, who looks like, oh. Like, and it was one of those ones where it was like, is Buffy feeling bad for herself, or like kind of feeling certain jealousy towards like Anya having Xander? It was this weird look that could be taken multiple ways. So I wasn't sure. Because they start hugging in the beginning, they're dancing later, he's being nicer, they have a scene again later. But yeah, I was like, what is happening here? Love triangle? Another love triangle?
Bro, there's love octagons in this fucking show. But so Willow is like tip-tapping away on her computer, and she's like, ooh, I think I found who our guy is. Warren Mears. He went to high school with us for a semester, and then he just dropped off the face of the planet or whatever.
No, I think they said he went to some technical university, and he must be back for spring break, right?
Yeah. So then they're all like, why would he build a robot? What are we thinking here? And Tara is like, bro, we know why he built a robot that looks that good. It's a sex bot.
Yeah, Giles was like, what would he build the robot for? And everyone's like, dude, sex robot.
Well, I think Tara is like, maybe it could be a little... She does something in the scene where she's like, I'm trying to be spicy language or something like that.
Yeah, she's trying to spice it. There's some stuff with her and Willow, like, because of that, like, weird moment earlier where she thought that girl was height, and she's like, I'm trying something, and it doesn't work, really.
Yeah. But Tara is like, it's something that he could do certain things with, and Xander just comes out. He's like, he built a sex robot. I'll say it. Every guy wants a sex robot. Every guy daydreams about it. It's so fucking awesome to have a sex robot. That'd be so sick. And then everyone at the table is a woman, and they all just give him like the death glance.
Yeah.
And Xander's like, whoo, there's way too many girls here, maybe.
I wish Oz was here. He'd get it. Which is also weird that they brought up
Oz.
That they brought up Oz here. Which I think still Willow probably has a little like, you said his name and like feels a certain way about it. He didn't say, I wish Riley was here because he'd get it. Like, yeah. He's like, Oz would get it, but he wouldn't say anything. And Giles is there, but Giles gives him shit. There's a great Xander Giles moment where Giles is like, oh, they're like, oh, do you have any books on robots? He's like, oh, I have plenty of them. And no, I'm just joking. I just want to see the look on Xander's face for research.
Yeah.
He's like, charming and funny.
Yeah.
I do like their antagonist. Like, he does not like Xander at all.
Yeah. And so then Willow starts to talk about like why somebody would make a sex robot, and she's kind of like, well, maybe he just got kind of lonely. He couldn't find a real life girl, and maybe that's why. And then Tara's like, yeah, that's kind of sad. And Buffy is like, no, that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
But then she also, after Willow and Tara are like, no, it might be pretty sad, Buffy starts to feel down about herself, and she's kind of like, oh man, yeah, I am pretty lonely, and you know what, I think I'm gonna give Dr. Ben a call.
Yeah, the subtext of all of these scenes are talk about something, but we're really talking about Buffy being alone and missing Riley and stuff. Yeah. So when Xander brings up the sex robot thing, it's another one of those moments where it's like, it's just too much. Where he drifts off and goes on a tangent, and you're just like, chill, dude. just chill out. And also, I just want to bring up this because I brought it up before. Everybody at Sunnydale High is a fucking genius.
I was just going to say that.
And they are talking about a lifelike looking, fully functional woman that can pass as a human robot that is walking around, talking functionally, and they're just treating it like, oh man, that's weird that a guy built a sex robot. I'm like, what? This guy should be a billionaire.
Yeah.
He probably built this in his dorm room. Like, what is it made out of? What is the skin? How did he get that much? What is it?
Not only all of that, it's a super strong robot.
Yeah.
Like, that can basically do anything.
Like, you mean to tell me you could program it not for love and program it to just, like, be a housekeeper? Like, this is what we would worry. This is what people worry about with, like, robotics and
gonna
AI.
take over, yeah.
I mean, and they don't even flinch. Like, how did he build this? How is this possible? They're like, no, the guy built it. It's fine. Robots are easy. Like, it's crazy how many robots there can be in this world.
I also want to mention, I feel like, I don't know if it was last episode or 2 episodes ago, but I did mention about, like, sex robots or sex dolls for, was it pedophiles or something? I feel like we talked about that like 2 episodes ago.
Might have been last episode or 2. I think last episode we went on. Yeah.
I don't remember, but I was like,
oh,
you
were bringing up that there's like something for like the therapy treatment of like that or something.
Not necessarily a prediction, but sex robots do come up in here.
I would not even call
Have you seen that Whitest Kids You Know sketch, Sex Robot?
I don't think so. I've seen a bunch of their stuff.
So good. Whitest Kids You Know, great sketch comedy show.
Those guys went to my college.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
R.I.P. Trevor Moore.
Yep. Yeah.
So anyway, Buffy goes back to the training room.
Wait, I just remember what Tara's like line was. It was something about like, oh, her ass was real plasticky or something. That was what she tried to do. And I was like, does she look plastic?
No, she looks like a human.
Like that is, I just don't. Can someone just ask him how he did it?
Yeah.
Like,
can someone hire him?
He should not still be in school on spring break. Like you're done. You already learned everything.
So Buffy calls Ben and she leaves a voicemail. Like Ben doesn't pick up. And she's like, I don't know if this is Ben, but I was thinking about that coffee date and I would like to go out on a coffee date with you if you're cool with that. Maybe tomorrow night. Let me know. Call me back. And then we see Glory.
It's not a voicemail. He actually picks up.
Oh.
He actually picks up, right?
No, he doesn't. Because it's a voicemail that's happening and it's Glory listening to it. And then Glory turns into Ben and then Ben picks up the phone.
Well, that's what I meant. I meant the pickup. Sorry. Yeah, eventually it picks up, yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So Buffy asked Ben to coffee and he's like, yeah, sure. Yeah, tomorrow night. That'd be great. And then we cut out to a wider shot and Ben's wearing Glory's dress.
The bigger thing is they are sweaty as fuck.
Yes. And I was like, what is Glory doing? Because she's like, the scene opens with her sweaty as fucking like,
Yeah, it was like, is she having sex with someone?
That's what I was thinking.
And then he morphs into like Ben and he's like, we see like shoulders up and he's sweaty.
Mm-hmm.
And then he answers the phone and they talk and whatever. And then they cut to the funny dress reveal and he does not look good in that dress.
Does not.
Those legs do not work in that. But
he's just
why was she so
shouldered.
sweaty?
Yeah, I don't know what was going on before that phone call.
Because they cut to the wide shot and they're just standing in front of a little table that has the phone.
Yeah.
It's not like, I don't know. I don't know why that is happening. And we've seen them morph before, and when they morph, they're not sweaty.
Yeah. I don't know.
I guess they're the same person.
But how does that work?
Have we ever seen them in the same room together?
No, but I don't know. Like
they're the same person. They have memories because they keep showing the first turn in the recaps in the episode recap in the beginning, and every time they show that, he's saying, "You got to get out of here, Dawn," and then she finishes the line when she comes to.
Yeah.
So like I think they don't remember the beginnings of their transitions, you know?
Yeah, they definitely don't because
she doesn't.
Glory's like, what was he talking to you about?
Yeah, exactly. Even though she was saying that line as she came into his body.
Yeah, it's weird too because like Jinx has to go to Ben to like ask him to help Glory and like give him information about what Glory wants and shit.
Or is he just going to like, oh, he's been now at this moment, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that would make sense if they are the same person because Ben's like Glory can't touch me. Yeah. And you all know that because like if Glory kills him, it kills Glory too, probably.
I think they're the same person.
Yeah. All right. So then we go to a scene of Warren at his abode. And he's packing up to leave, and he's got that girl with him. He's like, we got to get out of town. We got to get out of here. And the girl's like, what? Why? Why do we got to leave? And he's like, we got to go. There's something that's coming after me. We got to go. And he runs to open the door to leave, and at the door is Buffy. And the girl that's with him is like, who the fuck is this? What is this? What's going on here? I thought I was your girlfriend. And he's like, Katrina. This girl's name is Katrina. Mm-hmm. Like, Katrina, no, you are my girlfriend. But there's something bigger at play. And he turns to Buffy. He's like, you're here because of her, right? And Buffy's like, yes, I am. And Katrina's like, what the hell is going on here? And he's like, Katrina, get out of here. I got to talk to this girl about something.
Just straight up, shut up. That was like, all right. and she bounces.
Yeah, she bounces. Buffy comes in. He's like, you're here because of her. And she's like, yes, I am. And he's like, there's something I got to tell you about her. And Buffy's like, I feel like I already know. And he's like, no, this is something really secret. Buffy's like, I think I figured it out. He's like, no, there's no possible way you could know this secret about her. And then it zooms in on Warren's face. And he goes, she's a robot. And Buffy's like, yeah.
It's funny in that way where you expect the difference, but then it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It kind of
was a nice comedy payoff, but I was like, oh, okay, well, I thought this might be something else.
It kind of reminded me of like the prom episode where she meets up with the guy and he's like having this little flashback of like his villain origin story.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh, you want to know why I'm doing this? And it cuts to, hey, will you go to prom with me? No. And then it cuts back to her. And you're like, oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah. He's going to murder everyone at prom because this girl turned him down. So the Sunnydale High people learn how to make hell beasts come out and train them. Like, they are a school full of geniuses. Xander is the dumbest person in that school. And he has a more practical talent now. Like,
yeah,
he's even great. Mean, for his age to do what he's doing. Yeah,
they had witches, they had warlocks, they had people that were raising people from the dead.
2 groups, different ways, like building people, and like surgically building people, and just doing a spell to raise people.
It's unbelievable, dude. Oh, even the fucking coach made everybody into like amphibian people or whatever. Yeah. With Russian super soldier serums.
Yeah. My God.
The lunch lady was poisoning everybody.
Maybe it's a good thing they blew up the school. I don't know if it's better if... It's like the X-Men. I don't know if it's better if they have a school for the gifted, you know, that are all that's just Sunnydale High, or should we spread them out throughout the world? Because I don't know if I want all these people like other places.
Yeah. I mean, even Oz was a genius. Remember, like, he and Willow got recruited to go do some kind of tech company bullshit.
Yeah, but Oz was a genius in the way where you say, oh, Oz is a genius. But you don't ever see him do geniusy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never saw him.
He's a werewolf.
I mean, I guess he was able to cure his werewolfdom. But
that took a bunch of meditations
and traveling.
To go to Tibet or whatever.
You have to be well off and financially secure to be able to make those trips. Yeah.
So now we go to the Scoobies minus Buffy at the magic box, and they're all talking about how, like, yeah, we think that girl's a robot. And this is where Dawn's like, another robot? You mean like Ted?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, are you kidding me, dude? Dawn remembers Ted?
She would have been in the house.
Yeah, but like, that's
amazing. I'm telling you, it has to be like procedurally generated.
I mean, it's like, how does this not butterfly affect anything, you know? If Dawn's there, like, there's so much different shit that could have happened.
I want to know what Dawn thought of Cordelia.
Right.
Or like, what did Angel ever say to Dawn? Did Angel ever try to kill Dawn when he was Angelus? Because that would have been the same time. Like, this could be a whole different, like.
Well, I also
season.
wonder if, like, Angel and Cordelia are in the series Angel right now. I wonder if right now, currently, Angel and Cordelia have and Wesley have memories of Dawn.
I think if it's procedurally generated, like some video games, you wouldn't have it until you come in contact with, or like you'd have the memory if you needed to have it. You know what I mean? Like it's like in video games, if you like are walking one way and you turn and look another way, like there's nothing actually on the screen behind you, you know, until you turn and look that way, and then all the world is there. Like I think it just has this like Angel will never have to think about Dawn unless the thought of Dawn relates to something specifically.
Yeah.
But you would think like some things would be tied together to like, oh yeah, that time like I saved Buffy from something and then I had to push Dawn out of the way. Like, is that even in there?
Yeah.
It's
such a mind fuck, dude.
I will say this season has so many cliffhangers in it.
It does. It's good.
Starting with the Dawn cliffhanger.
The Dawn shit it's so much. It's so much to take in.
You're like, Dawn is fake and the monks created her. Like, what's crazier? The monks creating Dawn or Warren creating April? I might say April.
Are you kidding me? No way.
How did he make a fully functioning robot that looks and passes as a human? How?
No, dude. The monks did that.
But the monks use magic though. The monks use magic.
But,
so I can give.
But Warren didn't like create memories of April for every single person in the world.
You know why I'm saying Warren is more impressive? It's because
he's a regular guy.
No, because he
with
did
a
it.
Toolbox.
Yeah, he had a regular guy with the toolbox and machinery from 2000, like 2000s tech, not like modern day tech, right? Like the hydraulics alone in the arms. But
just April walks down.
But I'm drawing a blank on the guy's name. But we had a dude make everyone think that he was the greatest person in the world already.
Jonathan.
Yes, Jonathan. So Jonathan did a slight version of what the monks have done.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like, fine. Of course, the monks should be able to do a little more than Jonathan, right?
Yeah.
But this guy building a robot himself without any magic. Like, I thought he was going to say, oh, she's not a robot. She's some, like, made-up word for something else, right? But he made a straight-up robot that works. Even the battery alone. The battery alone has been working for days.
Yeah.
We have not had that. We did not have that technology. Like a cell phone.
Cars run on batteries for a long time.
Yeah, but they also use gas, and the gas keeps fueling the battery.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like a Tesla or something.
Yeah.
And cell phones would die immediately. They did not last for like 4 days back then.
Yeah, it's not like she's solar powered either.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like Iron Man. Iron Man's power source, which could like save the whole world. Whatever batteries inside of her could power like a whole city.
It's Adam's uranium heart.
Yeah. What do you think when we get to the end? What do you think happened to this April?
So as the Scoobies are like heading out to like do their mission and like look up some more stuff and do some more research about April, Spike runs into the magic box with his little cloak and he's on fire and he's like, whoa, God. Takes off his cloak, stomps it out. Ooh, okay, whew. All right, thank God that I'm in here. What are you guys up to? And then Giles is just like, you're not welcome here, Spike. We don't fuck with you, dude. And he's like, what? Come on, get out of here. And Willow's like, no, we're actually fucking looking for a way to disinvite you from this place, even though it's a public place. We don't fuck with you. And then Giles is like, come on, man. Like,
no, Spike is.
Spike is like, come on, man. Like, that's kind of harsh. That's a little rude. Xander's like, nah, I don't know why we haven't staked you yet. Like, I don't know why and it's like, yeah, do it. And Spike's like, I mean, somebody's got to be on my side here. How about you, Dawn? And then Dawn is like, fuck you, Spike.
He calls
like, whoa, what?
He calls her pet, right? Like,
Yeah, like little pet or little giblet or something. He calls her some kind of like pet name.
Yeah, he calls Buffy something different now that he loves her, and he calls Dawn something like pet, or I forget which one he calls, but he has different nicknames for him. I think Xander's more like, oh no, we don't have to disinvite him. Let's just let him in here, like because he's so harmless, or it's something weird.
Yeah, or it was something like if he comes in, we can kill him right away, or something like that.
Yeah. I thought they had a demon warning system. I guess it's only for glory.
Yeah.
I guess a guy on a flaming blanket running in during the daylight should also be like, oh, that's a problem.
That's a pretty big warning. We don't need sirens to go off to know that that's weird.
I don't understand how the fire's burning the blanket, but his coat is fine.
Yeah, and he's fine.
Yeah.
Well, no, he does have a little bit of like scarring on his face, it looks like.
I thought that was from the window throw.
Yeah, you know what, you're right. But he's also like, I don't know what Buffy told you guys, but she and I tried to fucking kill Drusilla, and like, I'm sure that she's told it to you in this like weird way, and just wanted to come and tell my side of the story. And Giles, and I have fucking loved this.
This is Ripper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Giles just straight up shoves Spike against like his little china cabinet, and he says, "We are not your friends. We are not your way to Buffy. There is no way to Buffy. Clear out of here." And Spike's like, "Come on, man. Like, what are you talking about? That didn't mean anything." He's like, "You know exactly what I'm fucking talking about. It's time for you to get over it. Move the hell on." And he's just serious face.
Yo. I mean, he gets to do some great acting in this show. Like,
yeah.
When he gets serious, it's amazing. His comedic beats are awesome. And then his like bumbling British stuff is also cool. Like, it's fun. It's a fun range. But man, it is intense. Like the shot,
so
the framing.
Intense. Dude, his furrowed brow too. And it looks like he also has like a scar on his forehead or something.
Well, he
has like this vertical wrinkle.
Yeah, he has the 2 vertical wrinkles, which you see people that have those, but he definitely has those. He's in Ted Lasso, and it's more prominent there because it's present day, so it's older.
Yeah.
he's definitely
20 years later.
He's also like thinner too in Ted Lasso. It seems like,
but like this was fire, dude. Like this was intensity, and I was like, oh shit, like Giles should just fucking stake him right here. Like why?
Everybody should. It's no reason. You're just waiting. It's just like you're letting something happen. You know, at some point he's going to do something awful. Like he could. Spike can't physically hurt you, but he could hire someone too. Yeah. Like it's just a looming threat that you guys are just letting exist for no reason. Yep. Like, just give me an excuse like, hey, we might need him to fight somebody at some point. Just give me that one line and I'm okay.
Or if like Spike was the key. That might make some sense.
What is like another thing? Like you need a key and you also need a code. And Spike's the code.
But I love that like intensity in Giles's eyes. Like even some of the Scoobies look like, whoa. Fuck, like Giles is serious.
Willow's like, that's the guy that I was attracted to.
Tara's like, hey. I'm not jealous because he has a dick, but hey. But yeah. So then we go, and this is the scene that made absolutely no fucking sense to me. We have April walking around at the espresso pump.
This scene is,
There's a table of guys, 4 guys. And April goes up to this table of guys, and they're like, "Excuse," and April's like, "Excuse me."
These look like the youngest guys that we've seen. Like they look like they're high schoolers, but like real high schoolers.
They got like pimples and stuff.
Yeah, they look like real high schoolers, not like the high schoolers we saw that were grown-ups in the earlier season.
So April comes up to these guys, and she's like, "Excuse me, I'm getting really tired. I've been walking around all day. I'm looking for Warren. Have you guys seen my boyfriend Warren? Or have you seen Warren?" And one of the guys is like, I don't know. Warren? And she's like, "Yeah, Warren." And he goes, "Oh, you know what? I think I did see Warren. You just missed him. Warren was just here." And April's like, "Oh no, really? which way did he go? And it's like, I think that he went like that way. Yeah, he definitely went that way. And April's like, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. And she starts heading in the direction that guy pointed. And so after she leaves, one of the other guys is like, do you even know a guy named Warren? And the guy that sent her on the wild goose chase is like, no, I don't fucking know any guy named Warren. Fuck that lady. I was like, this is the hottest lady that you've seen all day, and you're just going to be mean to her? Why is everybody being mean to her?
They're mean to her because they can tell she's a robot, obviously. They're mean to her to a point that makes no sense, right? And then, there's like a couple things that could have possibly happened, but can't really. One, this is a scene where they tell her to go away, and then Warren comes from behind the counter. He pays them, and he's like, thanks, guys. I needed that.
Yeah.
Buy me some time. Yeah. That's one thing, but we already know he's safe at home with Buffy, right? Another thing that could happen is that they are creepy creepsters and are going to send her down an alley, try to like do something to her, and she's going to beat the fuck out of all of them. Which I didn't want the alley thing, but I don't trust anyone in Sunnydale. And we know Sunnydale is full of rapists. Like, we have established that. This is an awful place. People, demons, all of it. It's a terrible place. So I thought they were going to send her somewhere. Even like send her to like, oh, we know that's a vampire. I don't know. I thought they were going to do something mean.
I thought they were going to do a thing of like, the kid was going to be like, yeah, actually, you know what? My name's Warren. And you're looking for me, huh, babe? Like, and he tries to put his arm around her, and she just like chucks him or something.
Yeah, like we're all Warrens. So don't you come and hang out or something? Which would have been weird. But they need to like either. I don't understand being mean to a nice, attractive person. And here's the thing: attractive people get away with a little bit more.
Oh yeah, it's like that fucking episode, those John Hamm in 30 Rock.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like the like pretty privilege or whatever. And granted, even if she wasn't like a super attractive person, she came to a table and said, "Have you seen some person?" You just say, "No, we haven't."
Sorry, I'm not sure you know. Like I said earlier, somebody would have been like, "I don't think so." You know his last name?
Yeah.
You got his phone number or anything?
She doesn't ask.
Everyone's so mean to her.
She doesn't ask like, and the funny thing is, she never asked like a middle-aged woman, "Have you seen Warren?"
Yeah.
You know, because like if she asked Joyce that, Joyce would be like, "I don't know, but I could try to find." Like, you know, somebody would try to help.
Why don't you come in? Let me make you some tea.
Yes, let me. I haven't learned to not invite people.
Let me invite another murderous being in here.
Warren's mom would do it because she's. Everyone needs to know not to invite people into their house.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just didn't understand this scene.
Yeah, it was weird. Especially, they're like you said, teenage at the oldest, like early 20s.
Yeah.
These guys would be horn dogs.
They would say something. They would be like, "Oh, let me try to help." And then badmouth the boyfriend to try to get like, because these aren't good guys. Because what they're doing is stupid, but it doesn't have a fun payoff.
Yeah,
I made her go outside. Like that's only funny. That's only funny if Warren is like in the building, right? Like, you don't know where Warren is.
But we do.
Yeah.
And we go back to Warren and Buffy, and he's explaining to her like, "Hey, look, like I was having a hard time with women. I felt like I deserved to have someone to love, so I, made a robot." And Buffy's like, "You're pathetic," and she's just like being so mean to this guy, and he's like, this is part of the episode that I really didn't like.
Well, this is the part where they want to do the subtext of Riley. So like he made a girlfriend, he thought it was perfect, and then he was like, but then I got bored, and then I fell for Katrina, who gave me shit all the time, and she wasn't perfect. And now Buffy's like, oh, maybe I don't need to force laughs at jokes. I should just be myself, like Xander said. And that's how you find someone. Don't trick them. And then Warren's like, I abandoned April. And then Buffy's like, oh shit, Riley just left me. Oh, like it's just like everything he says is just like it just mirrors like her relationship with Riley ending. And then she's mad about that. She's like, you left her in the dorm? You didn't say anything? Like, that's a horrible way. Don't take a helicopter. I mean, a bus ride away from someone.
Well, I was like in the same scene. Buffy's like, you're pathetic. You made a fake robot to love you. Like, how sad are you? And then he's like, so then I just like left her at my dorm. And she's like, how could you do that to that robot that you made? Like,
well, she's thinking about herself.
Say goodbye.
Yeah,
I know that she's thinking about herself, but it's like, you don't say goodbye to your computer every time you shut it down.
Also, you're not like, that's impressive as fuck. How did you do this?
Yeah, and she's like, so how is she still running? Like, how long is it? He's like, I don't know, man. I thought that I could like wait it out. Like, I thought her batteries would run out by now. It's been days.
She must be charging herself somewhere. And I feel like we needed to see a scene instead of the guys, a scene where like kind of like in a Terminator or something where she like rips open a electric panel and shocks her neck and recharges herself. Like that would have been cool. But yeah, like, and I don't know why Buffy's shocked about how her batteries haven't died. You met Ted.
Yes.
That guy was around for decades.
Yeah. But, so anyway, Warren. Also, who is Warren? Like the actor. He looks so familiar.
In something. I think he was in this show Men at Work.
Okay. I thought that he might be.
He was in some sitcom. He's been in some things.
Ted Mosby from How I Met Your Mother. He kind of looks like him, but his nose is too different. Like he looks like he's somebody.
Man at
like
Work.
IMDb that mofo, because
I don't want. He might come back. Yeah. He was in this show Men at Work that had. That's what I recognize him from. It didn't even hit me until like because I looked on his IMDb and just like scrolled through the top things, and I was like, oh, I've seen him. He was in this show called Men at Work that was on like TBS for 3 seasons. It's whatever. Danny Masterson is in it, so.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
He's persona non grata these days.
Yeah. But yeah. All
right. So, yeah,
persona non grata. Excommunicado.
But yeah, Warren's like, he's harping about like, yeah, I fell in love with the girl that was in my engineering class, Katrina. And, I kind of wanted to leave April and whatever. So then we cut to Katrina, who's like walking around the city and she's livid. She can't believe that Warren's talking to a single other woman. Well, he told her to shut up and she's pissed.
And even at the party, he's like, we got to go. She's coming. She's like, who? And he doesn't say. It's like, you're not good at this, boyfriend with a secret life, are you?
Yeah. So then we have Katrina run into April. And April is like, excuse me, have you seen Warren? And Katrina's like, another one? Jesus Christ. How many fucking girls does this guy have? Fuck you, lady. I don't know who you are, but Warren is my boyfriend. And then April just is like, oh, you think so? April just grabs her and starts like bear hugging her from behind. And then Katrina's like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And then April squeezes tighter and you hear her like her ribs crack and shit.
Yep.
And I was like, God damn, dude.
She's like, say that he's my boyfriend. And she's like, I can't breathe. I'm like, you should have used the I can't breathe breath to say what she wanted.
Yeah. I think we might be talking about a different Warren.
Oh, you said Warren? I thought you said Darren or Karen or something.
Wait, what's your Warren's last name?
Yeah.
It's like that Superman Batman moment. My mother's name is also Martha.
Martha. It's like, what? Well, that changes all my feelings about you since our moms have the same name.
But
there could be 2 Warrens.
April starts squeezing, dude.
Yeah.
Then we cut to Spike in his little dungeon. He's chucking all of his Buffy stuff away, and then he sees the Buffy mannequin, and he starts to like caress its chin, and he's like, huh, okay. You know what? I'm going to put this all in a little box really quick. This is going to be something, actually.
He's getting over Buffy. This is nice. Whenever a serial killer or stalker takes down the shrine that they made to someone, things are
they're on the right path now.
Yeah.
It's just angrily throwing everything into a box. Yeah, that's a good sign.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. He's over it. He's completely emotionally moved on. Yep.
Yeah. Just like Giles told him to.
Yep.
In the most threatening way possible. That always works.
The craziest thing about Spike still being alive, and I know we're beating We're being a dead horse with this one, and people might get frustrated with it. But Riley should have just killed him. I don't even know why Riley played the game.
Yeah.
Riley, what did you have to lose? Oh, Buffy's going to be mad that I killed Spike? Who
Buffy
cares?
wouldn't have even been mad.
No.
Should have been like, oh, all right.
He could have been like, he tried to do something to me. Boom, lie. Guess who's not going to be able to talk about it? The dead vampire.
The dust on the ground.
And Buffy's not going to go super detective. Like, wait, these footprints aren't a scuffle?
Yeah, I don't think that she would have been pissed either. Because like, she's the vampire slayer.
She's like, oh.
She doesn't like Spike. Riley's
what a
like,
great move if Riley left and he was on a helicopter. He's like, I killed Spike. Deuces.
Now you really got nobody.
Yeah. I'm off to kill Angel now. I'm going to murder every vampire you love.
If I can't have you, no vampire will.
You killed my suck job vampire. I kill
your stalker who was watching us have sex.
Yeah.
So
my brother Adam killed Maggie Walsh who watched us have sex. Oh, man.
So then we go to Warren and Buffy walking in the same park, and they run into April, who is holding the unconscious body of Katrina by the nape of her neck, just like holding her up. And April's like, Warren, hi, it's so good to see you. And it's so freaky.
Yes. And I was like, because they cut the commercial here, and I was like, are they going to go dark? Because this show has gone dark. Are they going to go dark and Katrina's dead?
It looked that way.
She is ragdolled up there. Yeah.
It was so creepy.
Amazing. And it's broad daylight.
Yeah, I loved that shot of April just... Oof.
I just think this episode has a lot of good little things in it that make me like the episode.
Yeah.
Like a lot, yeah.
So then Buffy is like, put the fucking lady down. And then April looks at Warren and she's like, should I let her down? And Warren's like, and Buffy's like, fucking tell her to put it down. That's the lady you love. Like, what are you doing? And then Warren's like, yeah, you're right. Put her down. And then so Buffy grabs Katrina and like puts her on a park bench, and she's still alive. She checks her pulse. She's like, oh, thank God she's still alive. And April's like, Warren, why did you leave? I was looking for you for such a long time. And Warren's like, I mean, and Buffy's like, fucking tell her, dude. Dump her.
She deserves to know the truth.
Yeah, dude, that was like, fuck off, dude. She's a robot.
It's like, we don't even get into like the morals of like, is a robot a person, is an android a person or not, like kind of thing. Buffy just goes automatically to like, she's the lady, she needs help.
Yeah. That's the thing that I don't like about this episode.
Well, they didn't want to like dive into it. It seems like they don't want to dive into the weird creation of a new life, even though they could marry this to Dawn. Like Dawn could be like, she doesn't think she's real, you know? I'm even going to bring up Jurassic Park when they have a clone girl who doesn't know what's going on.
Take a shot, everybody. The Boys Watching Buffy, do you any Jurassic Park / world mention?
Wait, I'm not real? Like, it'd be great if Dawn was like, hey, I know you don't feel like you're real, but like, I don't know. It's, they want to make, I get it, they want to make it all about Buffy feeling like she needs to be in a relationship, love stuff, and they tied that together. But then the rational brain stuff of like an android makes me go like, what? That's so crazy that we're treating this like it's normal. But yeah.
So then we get a nice POV of what April is seeing.
her Terminator vision.
And there's like a bunch of folders and stuff. He's got MS-DOS running.
That is why I'm telling you, what he did is more impressive than the monks. Yo, the coding alone?
And Warren's like, hey, look, it's just not working out. You know, you're nice, you're super cool, but it's over. it's over. I don't want to be with you anymore. And then, and does he say something like, I love her. I'm in love with her.
Well, he breaks up with her, and then like the robot goes into combat mode.
Yeah, but
and then he says something, and then he says, God, then I forget. He goes, says he's in love with Buffy. Yeah.
Well, no, he says, I'm in love with her, gesturing at Katrina. But April takes it as Buffy.
No, he points straight to Buffy.
Well, they're at the same like plane.
Well, she's sitting up and Trina's down. Like, no, like he sees that she's going into combat mode and he completely just sells it on the Buffy. He points straight. Oh no, Warren's a piece of shit. He was like, oh shit, she's about to go on rage mode. And he was like, I'm in love with her. And he points to Buffy, knowing that Buffy's strong and that he can bail. Yeah, no, he doesn't point to, he's not like, hey, I love another girl. Because he saw what she did to the girl. That, like, he knows that Trina said something, and that's why he pointed to Buffy 100%. Because the camera goes straight to Buffy.
Yeah, I thought that it was a mix-up. I thought that he was pointing towards Katrina and
Guy's
April
bad.
kind of. Yeah, no. All right, well, that makes sense too.
Yeah. There's some great lines in this scene, though. But I love that. I love that somehow this robot has combat mode programmed into it.
Yeah.
Why?
He
can make bodyguards. He could just make bodyguards.
He is Tony Stark. He's incredible.
Yeah.
So,
where did he get the teeth? Where did he get the teeth? What are her teeth made out of? I could talk about this for days. Is it a real, like, what is, I don't even, like, the anatomy in general, like.
Yeah. Where did he get the hair from?
Did he buy the dress? Yeah, like the hair's like, doesn't look like a wig. It's like, yeah.
But, so, April goes into combat mode, has her eyes on Buffy, gets that little flashing red, like, beep, beep, beep. And then she goes,
and Buffy goes, you programmed her to snarl or growl? Yeah. It's like, yeah, dude.
And Warren's just like, ah. And then so April just picks up Buffy and chucks her across the playground. They're fighting. Yeah. She chops a seesaw in half with her hand and is just whacking Buffy with it. This chick.
There's a great moment where she flips Buffy and then Buffy does the like full get back up, like push off your shoulders when you do a back roll.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
It's a nice fight scene. It's pretty cool.
It's good. And then Trina wakes up.
Yeah.
And this is where it just gets really, really crazy. She gets up and just like runs over to Warren. And she's holding her neck. And she's like, what's going on? And Warren's talking to her and he goes like, oh.
No. She goes, Katrina goes, oh my God. Because I think at this point, Buffy kicked her and a part of her like body's exposed.
Yeah, like her like rib cages.
Yeah. And Katrina goes, she's a robot? And Warren goes, she wasn't just for sex.
It's amazing. And then Trina just runs away with cracked ribs.
Yeah.
Which is not impossible, but you're not running away with cracked ribs like that.
Yeah. And she says to Warren, she's like, get away from me. And she thinks he's a creep. And Warren's like, wait, no, babe, I can explain.
I'm going to be a billionaire once I make these robots.
Dude, it's like the guy in Angel. Just be a billionaire. You'll have all the babes that you could possibly want.
But he likes this girl. He loves this one.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a perfect sex robot, but he likes Trina.
Sex robot. So after they run away, Buffy and April keep fighting. And just as April's got her hand around Buffy's throat, lifting her up to give her the old choke slam and choke her out, April's batteries start to die. And she's like, what's going on? I'm feeling weaker. And then Buffy's like, oh man, I'm feeling real bad for this robot lady. And so they just sit on the swings at this playground. And April's confused. April's talking to Buffy like, I just don't get it. Why didn't Warren love me? Like, I was the perfect girlfriend. I would have done anything that he wanted. And I would have been, I did everything. And then if Warren's not my boyfriend, like, why do I even exist? And I was like, yo, this is getting wild and deep.
Oh man, yeah. There's a line here where she goes, oh, like Buffy asks, like, can you cry?
Yeah.
And then she goes, crying is blackmail. Good girlfriends don't cry. And I'm like, damn, Warren, you're creepy. Fuck, dude. Jeez.
Yeah. But Buffy tells April, like, Warren wasn't being fair to you. He really wasn't good for you. And she's comforting April, and April's like, you think if I wait here, I think I'm just going to wait here. He's going to realize, like, I'm the perfect girlfriend. He's going to come back. And Buffy's like, yeah, sure. You know what? I'll wait here with you till he, quote unquote, comes back. Wink, wink, wink.
Well,
AKA your batteries die.
Like, she's like, it's getting dark. And then Buffy looks up and it's like noon, like so bright. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Buffy's like, damn, dude, I'm going to sit here with this robot and the robot's going to die. And then April starts saying the most cliche shit ever. I forget what it is, but she's just like, this is going to be good. He's going to come back. He's going to realize that I'm the one for him. Because you know what? Every cloud has a silver lining. And when you get lemons, you just make lemonade. And then I forget what the last one is that she's saying, but then she dies like in the middle of the sentence. And Buffy's just sitting there next to her looking all sad. Mm-hmm. Like, fuck.
I want to say kudos to her performance. I thought she did a great job. The April.
To April or Buffy?
The April. Oh, Buffy's.
Yeah.
We were already on record. Like, Sarah Michelle Gellar kills it in this show. Like, she's amazing. Yeah. Like, yeah.
So we get a nice little slow zoom out of Buffy sitting next to this dead robot. Buffy's like, God damn.
How heavy do you think she is?
I was just about to ask that. I was just about to say that, dude.
Like
the tensile strength of like her lifting up humans, and just like, how does her arms not fall off? How is she sitting on the swing without it like fall? Like, she's got to weigh like 500 pounds or something.
Like, she's not made out of aluminum. Like,
dude.
No one that watched this show dedicated ever thought about this stuff, I don't think.
How, like, what kind of batteries?
I'm telling you,
it's AAA's.
Like, take that into the shop. Like, call the Scoobies, and we got to bring this in. Do some research on this.
Reprogram her to be a vampire hunter.
Make her a magic box guard.
Bro, there's so many uses for this technology.
Be like, Warren, get your ass over here. Reprogram her to be a guard dog for the magic shop. Or
all Buffy needs to do is put Warren in a headlock and be like, you're going to do this.
Or she needs a babysitter for Dawn. If she's able to fight Buffy, she could at least fight Glory enough that Dawn could run.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, utilize this.
Yeah.
Tell Spike you can't come inside the house, but you can stay outside in case Glory comes. So you and this robot protect my sister. And dangle the carrot in front of him since you're not going to kill him.
Yeah. Do something. Like,
utilize your
resources. You gotta make use
of
of this amazing technology.
Yeah.
You have to. No. So anyway, we cut to Buffy and Xander, and Xander is...
Yes. We've been joking about this forever, but we now get visual proof of it.
Xander is repairing the window that was broken that Spike got thrown through.
Yep.
And he's explaining how it's done to Buffy. He's like, you see, this is how you do it. And Buffy's like, whoa, sounds like you actually might know what you're talking about.
Well, she says, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. And he goes like, actually, I do. Like,
oh,
that's
yeah.
what this is like.
She said, yeah. And he's like, you know what? I do. And it's even amazing to me. I actually do know stuff.
Yeah.
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
And Buffy's like, yeah, still can't believe what happened today. Xander's like, yeah, you killed that crazy robot lady. And Buffy's like, she's not crazy.
He says, there's a line where she says something and he goes, robots are the strangest people. which I thought was great. And then she's like, people are the strangest people. But I did love robots are the strangest people. That was a great line.
So Buffy then comes to the epiphany that, like, you know what? Maybe I don't need a guy right now. Maybe I need to focus on me. I got a lot of shit going on, you know? I got a fake sister. I got this whole glory thing going on. Like, I shouldn't really be thinking about dudes, I don't think. And Xander's like, that seems like a pretty decent realization.
He's like,
she's like, yeah, I think I need to be comfortable being alone with myself.
What did you think about that? Did you think it was good for her to do that and turn down Doctor Intern Ben? Like, outside of knowing that he's like maybe glory.
Yeah, I think this is a good thing because otherwise she's gonna. I mean, Doctor Intern Ben is gonna turn into the next Parker. Like she hasn't had time to, process and heal. Yeah. Like,
Do you think she could have got coffee and then like had coffee with him and said, "Hey, I want to take things super slow. Like, I won't see you for a couple of months."
No.
Okay.
No, there's no point. She's gonna be leading Doctor Intern Ben at that point.
But then she's gonna be in the hospital like the next couple of days, like just in general, because her lifestyle just takes her to the hospital. So they're gonna keep running into each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awkward,
but fair enough.
They say that, you need to know how to love yourself before you know how to love others or whatever. Yeah, I think that she needs to take some time for herself. Yeah. I'll be Xander here.
How much time has she had, though? When did Riley leave? Because it's spring.
I don't know.
It was 3 weeks. It was like 3 weeks when he just left, when we first got in. And then it was Christmas. And now it's spring. Because when is her birthday?
I'm not sure.
But it was definitely Christmas. He had left before Christmas, I think, right? Because they were.
When was it Christmas?
Because they were setting up for the Christmas sales with all the stuff when the ogre showed up. So it's been December to April.
Months, I guess.
It's been some time. But yeah, whatever. Just take as much time as you need, Buff. Take as much time as you need.
Hey, sometimes it could be a whole year. Fucking who knows?
I know.
She's got some PTSD.
But she's not even like, oh yeah, the guy that loved me, Spike, had me chained up in a basement and tried to kill me with Drusilla last episode. She's fine with that. She's still dealing with the Riley thing.
That's just normal hellmouth shit. What are you talking about? Riley leaving her, that's not normal.
Yeah.
So Buffy's like, you know what? I'm gonna call Doctor Intern Ben and I'm gonna tell him, like, this might not be the best time. So she goes over to the phone, she calls Doctor Intern Ben, leaving a voicemail. And it's like, hey, Dr. Intern Ben, it's very lovely of you to ask me to coffee. And I know that we made plans for it, but honestly, I don't think it's really the best time for me to be getting coffee. As much as like you seem like a nice guy and everything, but I just don't think that's a good idea.
I'm just a Dew energy drink girl right now.
So then we cut to the voicemail being recorded. And who is listening to it but Glory. And Glory's hearing the voicemail and she's like, what the fuck is this? And she's like, is Ben's plotting something with her. Ben is plotting against me. He's trying to work with Buffy the Vampire Slayer against me. And Jinx is like, I think it's more like he asked the Slayer on a date. And Glory's like, what? No, he wouldn't do that. And Jinx is like, I think he might have. Jinx or Dreg? Don't know which one it
Jinx.
is.
It's Jinx. Okay. For some reason, Dreg is out. It seems. And then Glory's hurt that she turned him down, which is a great little moment. She turned us down.
I can't believe she turned us down.
Yeah. So two things here. One, Jinx, a minion/demon god creature thing, understands the nuance of human relationships.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I know that this was a date.
And Anya doesn't.
And Anya
still doesn't. Right?
After having lived for like a year around people. This guy was in swords fights with like Byzantium knights, and he's like, "No,
when are those guys coming back?"
Oh, they're like, "We will keep coming back. You kill one of us, millions will come." They're like, "That's it."
Yeah, like it was like 3 of them.
Everyone has empty threats in this show. 2, this really does solidify that they have to be the same person. and that Doctor Intern Ben is an idiot.
Yeah.
Why not give the hospital phone number or your pager number? You have pagers when you work in a hospital. He gives the phone number to the place that he shares with Glory that has an answer machine for some reason too. Yeah. So they have to why else give that number if that's not where you reside?
Yeah, or have your own burner.
We need to see another closet with men's clothing in it. Right?
Or we need to see Dr. Intern Ben in some fly ass outfits. He's just like borrowing Gloria's.
It's all just like, oh man,
zebra print coats and shit.
This was like the era. Oh no, this is a little too soon before the metrosexual. What was the
Queer Eye for the Straight Guy?
Yeah, where he's just taking all of her stuff and like turning it into like. Dressing like a glamorous pirate. But
Glory is glamorous pirate. Glory is sad that they got turned down. Mm-hmm. So then we cut to Warren, and Warren is like packing things up at his place, and he's on the phone with, I guess he's trying to explain things to Katrina, and she's not having it because he's like, but let me explain. No, but you don't understand. Like, please, babe, I love you, but like, I gotta tell you about this. Like, please stop yelling at me.
I would want to hear. Like, I'd be pissed at him, but I do want it. Like, she works at the same she went to the same college. I'd be like, how the fuck did you create a robot?
Right?
I need to at least hear that. Like, we can't be together, but I do need to hear about that.
Yeah, man. I mean,
like, just out of pure curiosity.
How about we be business partners? You give me a cut when you sell this technology, and maybe I'll think about forgiving you. So after Katrina like hangs up on him and Warren's like, God damn it. He gets a knock at his door, and he opens it up, and it's Spike.
Well, no, he doesn't get a knock on the door.
Does Spike just kick it down?
No, Spike is just in there. And he's like, how did you get in here? He's like, your mom let me in. And then that's when I was thinking, someone needs to tell everyone not to invite strangers into the house.
Yeah, I also was like, how come we never saw the mom?
No, we're just not going to see her. That's fine.
Yeah. But Spike's got his fucking box of Buffy stuff, and he shoves it in Warren's chest, and he's like, you're going to make me a robot. And then Warren's like, I kind of swore off the robot making thing. And Spike's like, no, you're making me a fucking robot, and here's the specs.
It's like a Buffy headshot.
Yeah. It's always funny when like they use just production stills as like I went on our Instagram to see like what Spike had in his shrine of, and it's not only stuff that Spike would never be able to get a picture of himself. No one would ever take a picture like the stuff that he has on the shrine.
The fact that there are multiple, there's like a bunch of her underwear on that shrine.
Is there?
Yeah, on the bottom right, one of the pictures.
Oh, I'm gonna have to zoom in a lot more. Yeah.
It's real problematic, Buffy. Like there's
yeah, he still deserves to live. He deserves to live.
I can't see this going wrong ever.
No. In fact, they'll be romantically involved someday, potentially. I can't see it. It can't happen. It cannot happen.
I did like Warren seeing Buffy at his door and being like, oh yeah, I went to high school. I know who Buffy is. Like we destroyed the Ascension together. Like,
yeah, even if he transfers, like I heard about what happened.
Yeah, no, he's like, I know. I was at the prom when we gave you the award for protecting us so that half of us could graduate.
Yeah.
But yeah, he doesn't even know Spike is a vampire necessarily. Like,
I think you could still be like, how the hell did you get in?
Well, he said, how did you get in? And he said, Mom invited me. Like, you think that how the hell did you get in means he knows he's a vampire?
Yeah, I thought that's what you were about to ask.
No. I just didn't know because he doesn't flash fangs. It's a guy holding a box and a coat, and he's like, "You're gonna do this."
Yeah,
and it's threatening. But my God, like, one, this is not how you get over Buffy because you tried to have Harmony role players and it didn't work. You think a robot Buffy's gonna satisfy?
Well, this is where Warren needs to be like, April, sick him.
Yeah, just make a Buffy Slayer and just be like, kill the person that like looks to me. And if he can make a Buffy replicant, I mean, it's amazing. Like,
and how quickly?
Yeah.
How quickly? Like, how quickly did it take him to make April?
Can he duplicate? Yeah. It's like, I'm done making robots. Like, have you made more than one? Is April like the third? Is she 3.0?
I'm sure that there were beta versions.
They're sophomores in college. So it took them less than 2 years.
Maybe he's been working on it since high school. I don't know.
He just has
we don't ever really get the
He just
story.
has a life-size doll in his like adult in his room that he just takes out.
Mom, don't come in here.
Yeah, my girlfriend's on the hand cart.
That's just
the hand truck. Yeah,
he's up there with his robot. So anyway, after this scene, we have Buffy coming home, and she's like, "Hey, I'm home, Mom, Dawn, anybody here?" She turns. She sees a like little bouquet of flowers, and she opens up the card and it goes, "Had a great time on our date. Hope to see you again soon, Brian." And Buffy's like, "Oh, that's nice. At least somebody's still doing it, right?" And then so she like turns and she's like, "Mom," she sees Joyce lying on the couch, and she's like, "Hey, Mom, Mom, Mom," and then it cuts to a shot of Joyce. And Joyce just looks absolutely lifeless on this couch. And then Buffy goes, "Mommy?" Episode ends. And I was like, yo.
What the fuck?
The way that she's laying there.
Her eyes are open and she's pale.
It looks like a robot of Joyce. And I was like, number one, there's no way he could have made a Joyce robot that fast. Number two, he's way off on the specs that Spike gave.
No, like by the time she got home.
Yeah.
No, I did not even think that she was robotic. Like,
you know what I think it was? It was because I think that Joyce is like wearing tights and it made her legs look very not human for whatever reason. But she looked so freaky and dead.
Yeah. Yeah. I have some thoughts of what I think it is.
Well, you want to save it because I've got the name of the next episode.
Go for it.
The name of the next episode is The Body.
Jeez. Like,
is this Buffy finding the body of her mom who's dead?
She already did that, so
maybe Glory finally came through on her threat.
I think this might have something more to do with Brian. But like, I feel like, in full disclosure, I feel like in my travels of, promoting the podcast, like sometimes I see images that don't like mean anything to me. Like I see it, I'm like, I don't know what this is, but like I glance, I try to look away. I didn't even look at the like thumbnail for the next episode or the thing. I like turned away and went back on Hulu. But I think I've seen something with Joyce. I think I've seen a shot of Joyce that we haven't seen before.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think she's dead, but it's like this will be the second maybe she's gonna die fake out this season.
Yeah. I think her shadow has returned.
No, I don't think that. I think that surgery went super well. Her hair grew back perfectly. She's fine. But she
had a bandana for 2 episodes and now she's good.
But it's been months. It's spring now.
Yeah, that's like true. December. Yeah, that is true. She was super happy this episode. Date went well. She was joking around with Buffy and Dawn. Like everything was going great. And if things are going great, something has to go bad. True. Spider-Man principle.
Yeah. I think Joyce isn't gonna be dead, but I don't know what the title of the body means necessarily.
Yeah, that's tough.
Do
you think that maybe it also has something to do with Dawn having a body and being a key? Maybe Glory figures out that.
I think I know what the body is. It's gonna. Okay. I think this has to deal with the shared body that.
Oh, of Glory and Ben.
Yes. Because we need to get explanation on that thing. Like what's going on there.
We've only got 6 episodes left in the season, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's a good.
That'll be my prediction. We'll get a little more explanation about that, or maybe like Buffy will stumble across that. I don't know, but yeah.
All right, I like that. Like that prediction. And that is it for I Was Made to Love You, everybody. Thanks for listening. Really appreciate it. Join our Discord. Join our Patreon. Patreon.com/Boys Watching Buffy. Stay tuned for our Barbie Boys Watching movie. If you want to get a shout out, 5-star Apple Podcast rating and review, 5-star Spotify rating, screenshot sent to my DMs at Joe Welke. Yeah, I think that's about everything, right? Oh, Instagram at Boys Watching Buffy, email boyswatchingbuffy@gmail. Yeah. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned next time for when we talk about the body.
Gosh, I'd forgotten how much fun dating can be.
I don't know. I was standing right here. I didn't see Prince Charming. I didn't even see a goodnight kiss. It all looked pretty tame to me.
I suppose by your standards, it could seem pretty. Oh, dear.
What?
I left my bra in his car.
Mother!
I'm joking.
Good God, that's horrible. Don't do that.
I left it in the restaurant.
No more! No more! No more!
On the dessert card.
I can't hear you.
Seltzer Kings
Podcasts.